All right, I think we're working. Okay, I think I'm live this time. Am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have a 13-second delay. Yipe. All right. Can you hear me now? Do I looking fine? There we go. Okay, everybody's happy with me. How's my hair? I'm good. Hello, everybody. It's Mike Meyers. Welcome you to his Wednesday edition of the Ask Mike Anything. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are studying for CompTIA certifications a place to ask me questions directly. We've been doing this for a little bit, about 2 years now, and sorry, I'm getting other information. This just in. Please don't be. Okay, good. All right, no problems. Whew. It's always important stuff that happens at the very moment that you start trying to do a live stream. We're notorious about having small numbers of people at the very beginning, so I'm going to be talking slow for a minute. And this is tea. I can prove it. Just good old Texas style. That is a very bright light. Unsweetened tea. Yep. You know why they drink so much tea in the South, don't you? Iced tea in the southern United States? It's because the water's terrible. It's awful. You know some of the best tasting water in America is? Boy, I should almost give away a prize on that one. You guys would look it up too quick. Most people consider that the best tasting tap water in the United States is New York City. Who'd have thunk it? Jersey told it says. Yeah, Ollie, I'm feeling much better. I'm improving day by day. I've got some cool scars on a knee, and I had this left arm's been all messed up. I'll tell you, when you're fat and when you're 60 years old, and you go talk to a doctor, you go, I'm fat, and my left arm's hurting really bad, and it's numb. They pretty much just throw you in an ambulance. I had a bunch of emergency room trips, and what it was is the numb left arm is like the number 2 most common symptom of having heart attacks. Mine was from trying to lift way too much weight about 2 years ago, and I ended up pulling something, and so they knocked me out and they had to knock me out to give me this shot, and so they give me a shot. I can still feel a little bit, and it made most of the pain go away. I don't know. It's much better. So the bottom line is, guys, I'm feeling better now than I have for quite a while. In fact, probably going to get back on the diet here. Got to get back on that. Got to be a little bit smarter about it. So I've got a plan. I'll tell you guys all about that later. If you're interested in joining me on MyFitnessPal, I'm not back on yet, but I'll make a big announcement. But I love having people from the channel on MyFitnessPal, good, bad, or indifferent. The only thing I ask is if you're going to do it, sign on. Okay, and as soon as I get there, I will be doing that too. All right, so anyway, let's start going through the old question-a-roonies here. We have some very early questions. Hey, Brittany, are you still on, Brittany? Where did I just saw it? Do you sell practice exams? No, we sell the practical type exams that you see on the actual exams, but there are no labs on the actual exams. Therefore, I don't do practice labs. We do have a lab manual that goes with our A+ and with our Net Plus book, but those are really mainly for instructors more than anything else. But they are available on Amazon. You can get the lab manuals. Ron Wyba. Ron, are you new? I know that name doesn't ring a bell. You've probably won a contest like 30 times. What does stork taste like? Tastes like chicken. So I was down in Florida like 2 years ago, and it seems like every time I go to Florida, either I'm going to Disney World or I'm going to Cape Canaveral, and I don't go to Cape Canaveral very often. So most of the time it's Disney World. Disney World is great, I mean, they're a little woke there, but other than that, they're, Come on, it's Walt Disney. It's Epcot Center. It's fun. But I was there a couple years ago, and I decided I was going to drive all the way down to Miami from Houston, which is it's a 2 day drive, and but I was not going to do anything Disney. Zero Disney Florida, no Disney anything. So like on our first day, I stopped at an orange grove. You know, they grow a lot of oranges in Florida, like a ridiculously large amount. And there's miles and miles of the most best smelling orange groves you've ever smelled in your life. And they ain't near the freeways, you know, so we're definitely taking some back roads on there, having a good time. Anyway, this is the stork thing made me think of this. We ended up going to a tourist trap really called Gator Farm or Gatorland. It was south of Orlando. It's called Gatorland. If you ever get a chance, you've got to go there. It was cheesy, and it was all gators, and there's big gators, there's little gators, there's gators everywhere. It was a hoot and a half. I had so much fun. But they had, as you might imagine, in the gift shop area, they had, you know, you could sit down and eat a little something. They had alligator bites. Now, I've had alligator before, and alligator is something I'll eat if I can't find chicken. How does that sound? So, yeah, when people tell you things taste like chicken, they don't really taste that much like chicken. Or frog legs, which are actually delicious. If you can ever get past the mental picture, frog legs are incredibly delicious. Popular in France and Belgium. You can get them here in the States. Delicious. But when people tell you stuff tastes like chicken, they're not. It doesn't taste like chicken. Rattlesnake does not taste anything like chicken. That's for darn sure. All right, so Jersey and Juan Waba was saying New York. There you go. See, Michigan has. I got to tell you, Blue Lantern. You know, Michigan gets such a bad rap. You know, the automobile industry is down and all that, of course. Bad water and things like that. But if you stay away from the Detroit and arguably the Ann Arbor, some of the Ann Arbor area, like you go on the western side of Michigan, some of the most beautiful country in the United States, I consistently have a good time when I'm in Michigan. Even when I'm at the automobile plants. Okay. Blue Lantern. Does CyberNow only do things for cybersecurity, or do they also do network engineering? So, Blue Lantern, my company and CyberNow Labs are still coming together. We've only been in existence for a few months, and I'm always afraid to tout all of CyberNow Labs products because I don't know them that well. Right now, my brain is so concentrated on trying to get people into this $6,800 6-month program that it's almost a panic because I'm so convinced that this thing that CyberNow Labs is doing is working. I've met the people. I mean, they're hiring these people right out of this program. These people are making, like, the lowest wage I heard was $88,000. And these are people coming up to me. They're like, I had no computer experience. I had maybe had a proclivity, but no real computer experience. And taking people with no computer experience, no college degree. I mean, if you have computer experience, that's great. If you have a college degree, that's great. You have to be able to speak English, and you have to be able to work legally in the United States, or in the EU now too. They're also doing this in the EU. So that's a really long way for me to say, I know that CyberNow Labs has other products, but the security analyst is where my brain is right now. So I am not, you might want to call them up directly. It's cybernowlabs.com. So when you see me turn my head this way, folks, I'm just looking for questions. Johnny Five. Hey, Johnny Five. Good to see you. Whoa. Whenever you hear me go, whoa, my thing doesn't scroll prettily. It just goes florp black. Everybody worries about me. I'm not feeling good. Am I like old enough where people are going to start serving me prunes and don't do that to me. I don't want to be that old yet. I date a cute girlfriend. Ollie, how does Windows determine if the drive is an HDD or SSD and exclude it from defragmentation if it's an SSD? That's real easy. You should get a little program. Yeah, it's another information program, but it's a good one. With CPU ID, give me 1 second. I'm going to look up a program called CPU ID. And CPU ID does a lot more than CPUs. Don't let that name fool you. So I'm going to pull this up real quick and see if CPU ID does the... in the post process, your drive gives a lot of information. Yeah, no, it doesn't do it. Darn. Oh, well. But anyway, it's an easily discernible thing that during the boot process, you understand now that the boot process and the power on self-test really just means every controller on your computer checking in and making sure everything's okay. And so today, that is a critical process. And there's a lot in there. That's where CPU ID and some of these system information type tools work the best out of, is because they use all these tool sets. But the bottom line is that it's easily detected and excluded from oh God, I don't want to get into this. So Ali, there are times to defragment an SSD. They're pretty uncommon situations, but there are times to do that. But what's more important is if you trim it. So trim is a process where your SSD erases things in a really weird way. And there's blocks and what's the other part of the SSD? Pages. Do pages have blocks or do blocks have pages? I forget which way it goes. But anyway, you can erase the smaller one, which I'm going to call a block because I don't remember which one's which. But you can't delete, you can only delete an entire page. So you could write into a single block, but you can't delete into a page. So that's a big part. Trim's more than that, but that's one of the big things that trim does. Level Up Goddess. Hope you're a gamer. Your first live. Well, welcome aboard. Stick around. We got some giveaways for you, Goddess. Level Up Goddess. L-U-G Lug. Always when I get people's names, I'm always doing stuff trying to figure out what does that mean. Did you guys ever figure out what Desweds means? Desweds, which is my, oh yeah, here. If you ever want to contact me, guys, you can contact me. My webpage is www.totalsem.com. I should update this to add National Cyber Group. I'm Michael M. at totalsem.com. And my personal email is desweds@protonmail. But to be honest with you, the Michael M. one's probably the better one. But feel free to use either one. Oh, what was I about to say? God, I'm so bad at this. I need one. I need a... In Galaxy Quest, what was that ultimate weapon? The Da-Da-13 or something. And it ended up that the only thing that the weapon did was allow you to go back in time 13 seconds. I would kill for one of those. I would absolutely kill for one of those. Omega 13. Thank you, Dave. I knew you'd know. We were talking about SSDs. Yeah, I think, hopefully I answered that. Oh, sorry. Hey, Juan Flores. It must be meme. I'm looking in the command line section of the objectives. Oh, dear. But I can't find fix boot. And that's what we forgot to do. It must be me. I straight up forgot. I, Mike Meyers, Alpha Geek, Godfather of Tech, forgot we were going to do this. And here's the big problem now, it must be me, is I want to do Well, wait, did we do, Dave, did we do the command line? No. We found you a command line one. All right, but I can at least answer this. I'm looking at the command line section of the objectives, but I can't find fix boot and some of the boot commands. So here's something, it must be me. Let's get something very clear right away. All right? I don't write a book for you to pass a test. I write a book that's going to make you a great tech. Okay? And I've always done this. Do I cover all the objectives? I do. But you know, it must be me. A lot of times I put stuff in there because you need it. Because you need it. You see all those other command line commands? If I was dealing with somebody who looked at all those command line commands that are on the objective, and the first time we got a problem in a boot area and I got to run fix boot, and you don't know what that is, that would weird me out a lot. And it's a big clue where someone is book smart, pardon the pun, and versus practical. So I'm going to put lots of stuff that is not a lot. There's not a lot. CompTIA does a pretty good job, to be honest with you, in terms of making the objectives real world. They do listen to their customers pretty good on that. But that's not going to stop me from adding a little bit here and there, because you need it. All right, what do we got else here? So Level Up Goddess. Question, I'm new to cybersecurity and don't know exactly where I want to land. I start my bachelor's next month. Where do you think I should start? Well, I mean, it's always tricky, to say the least. If you can afford the time and the money, I always think a bachelor's degree is a good idea. I'm not so sure that a CS degree is a very good idea. It could be. I don't see a lot of people who get bachelor's in computer science going into cybersecurity so much. It doesn't make it bad, but the bottom line is I wouldn't be I wouldn't be that worried about what my degree was in. Seriously, STEM be about the only thing I'd worry about. If you can't get a 4-year degree, take a look at a 2-year degree or a tech school. The big thing, here in America, we've had some pretty bad rip-offs with tech schools. Very expensive. They used to get them in student debt and things like that. And a lot of these schools, tech schools, boot camps, get a bad rap. So, but that's really a terrible idea. Find a school that does placement, that really does placement. That's the most important thing. You're not going to college just for fun. You want to get a good job. So make sure you go to a school that provides real substantial placement and real statistics that they can back up. I think that's the best idea I can give you. I really wouldn't worry about certifications. If you're going for a bachelor's, I'm not to say there won't be a place for them later, but just concentrate on getting good grades more than anything else. Level Up Goddess, I can give you more details than that, but you've given me a pretty broad question. I'd be curious to know, like, what were your passions within the world of IT? Do you find yourself subnetting for fun? I do. I know. You spend, just think about stuff like that. Yeah, Sir Servina, you're cutting it close now. This is Servina at 209. Why am I so far behind? I'm taking CompTIA Core 1 on Monday. Good. Do I have enough time to take the Core 2? Yeah, but you're cutting it close. You have to know your study habits, especially now that you've studied for the Core 1. Do you have enough time to do the Core 2? So it's it's you're cutting it close. I've seen it done. I've seen it done a million times. I've seen it done where a guy took the exam on the last day that you could take the exam and passed. Thank goodness. But I'm telling you, you're cutting it close. I would need to know you a lot better to be able to answer your question in more detail. Chris Ken, how am I feeling, Mike? I'm good, Chris. We're back to normal here. Back to ugly. Back in the pink. And when Mike Meyers says he's in the pink. Oh yeah, do keep in mind, guys, we got our 50% off deal. God. Okay, let's get a couple things together. Dave, I want to review, Dave Rush, write down notes, help. I want to review the videos that you pointed it must be meme to. And I want to look at that together, just you and me, brother. And sorry. Sorry about that. And so we'll get that taken care of. And then the other thing I want to do is make sure you guys know we have a 50% off deal. Just because you're nice enough to show up, we have a bundle of our ebook and our practice questions. We call our practice questions the Total Tester. So our ebook and practice questions for I just lost my light. Am I okay? I'm good enough. And information for your so you get the ebook and you get the Total Tester. You have to go to www.total7.com. So you have to head over to my website. Oops, there we go. Come to my website, www.total7.com, right there, and go into the merchant area. Let's say you're interested in Network Plus. Just grab the Network Plus ebook, okay, and then grab the Total Tester for Network Plus. Get those in your cart, and just before you sign out, use the secret code. Where'd it go? Oz, O-Z. It looks like it's uppercase. So just O-Z. And that will get you 50% off our already ridiculously low price products. From the Spiegel catalog, Chicago 60609. All right. 210, Rummy Sen, what is the exam fee? What exam are we talking about? What is the time duration of course? What course? I teach close to 100 different courses. How long course material will be with me? Well, you buy a book, you keep that forever. You buy practice videos. I don't know. We sell them to lots of different folks. They all have different requirements there. And what else? Okay, and yeah, so Rumi, you're going to have to, I don't even know what course you're talking about. You're probably talking about A+, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to have to ignore that for a while. It must be me. When can you no longer buy vouchers? Probably till the last day. I virtually guarantee that. Ali Ramuli, generally speaking, where do people with computer sciences degrees end up in the field of IT? Usually as programmers. They're mainly in the developers more than anything else. More than that, yeah, that's where they tend to show up. Now you got to keep in mind, guys, that there's big parts of IT security that are pretty blue collar. It's part of the reason I got this whole thing going with CyberNow Labs is getting people who don't have college degrees and people who don't have uh, IT experience. Getting a job that's paying around 90 grand a year. Yeah, it costs $6,800 to get in this program, but they'll bend over backwards to help you on that. I've never trusted these things, and I ended up investing in one because they just have great reputation. It's incredible. Chris Kent, when will the 1101 and 11.2 practice test be available, Mike? Within 30 days. So I have taken CompTIA A+, 1001, 1002, SY0. What are the expiry dates of courses? There is no expiry date of courses. The exams expire. Your certification expires. So most certifications, because of both ISO and what the American standards, whatever that would be, make it 3 years in general. But you have to remember, there are over 1,300 different IT certifications out there, okay? There's over 1,000. Everybody's different. Everything's different. Requirements are distant. Testing is different. Everything's different. And so even I would be uncomfortable telling you like exactly, how things are on a particular, maybe with CompTIA certs I'm pretty comfortable. Just about everything else I'm not. And what reference books do you refer? Romney, so do you know that I write books for a living? Yeah. So what you need to do, Romney, is please head over to my website. Go check out www.totalsem.com. That's me. Go check it out and check out some of the amazing products that we have out there that I'd love to sell you, including books. So when you say are you talking? I know what you're talking about. This is one of my little speeches I always do. There are 3 things that people always need to pass any form of certification. Number 1, you need instruction, which is either going to be an instructor or it's going to be a video. Number 2, you need reference, which is a book. I'll bet that's where you got that from. Which is great. Alish here, 128. Yeah, you network with as many people as you possibly can. I'm sorry, but IT is a very sociable type of function, no matter what they make you think it is. So, connecting with anybody you can, anywhere at any time. Oh, DESWEDS. DESWEDS is a kinetic acronym. All you have to do is go DES, WEDS, and you go like this. DESWEDS. You can't go wrong with a bachelor's degree. I think anybody who can get a bachelor's degree should go for that. If you have the money and the time, you need to do it. There's so much more to a bachelor's degree than just learning about your job, because you basically don't learn anything about a job with your bachelor's degree. What you do learn is a lot of core universal things. English courses and writing courses and even phys ed, and history. That's what university means, a universal degree, a training about everything. And then you usually only spend your last 2 years on a 4-year degree specializing in stuff. And even then, I remember taking, differential equations. One of the most interesting courses I've ever taken in my entire life. It was incredible. And it was just a great, great course. And I've never used it, not really. I used it once to finally understand how calculators can estimate trigonometric functions. That's about it. And it helped with a course later called linear algebra. It was a lot of fun, you know. So there's so much more to a 4-year degree. You know, it's important. You know, we have what are known as base skills. And when we talk about base skills, I assume that if I hire you, you know how to use a telephone. And I assume you can figure your way through, heaven forbid, a fax machine. For some reason, I've been faxing a lot again. I expect you to be able to open a door, park a car, get to work, you know, stuff like that. And then within IT, it gets a lot pickier, you know, because I would be hard pressed to want to hire somebody who didn't have pretty solid Microsoft Teams skills, at least good user level skills. Teams has taken over, and whether you like it or hate it, that's your business. But it you have to take a screwdriver to it a lot. That's what I call it. Applications that need a lot of adjusting, where you're finally when you go into the settings window a lot or the properties window a lot. And I would expect people to have some basic Microsoft Teams knowledge. I think that gets to be a lot more serious in the IT. Like, for example, this is a philosophical question. If someone doesn't have the ability to cut and paste from, say, a text window into an application, is that a base skill? I'm asking. I always think about what is a base skill versus what isn't a base skill. If I had to teach someone how to use a mouse in today's day and age, that I don't think anybody has any question with that. But what if you didn't know where a Windows start button was? Base skills. It's always a tricky one. Tola, you can do anything you want, brother. Go for it. Guys, don't get mad at Ali Old. He just wants to hear from me. I just want to make sure I'm answering. Juan Flores, do you know the difference between computer science and computer information systems? These words don't really mean anything, okay? 20 years ago, we called half of these programs automation, all right? Don't read into what those, it's their computer. They're going to be programming degrees. Programming degrees, a couple other little things, maybe write a compiler or something like that. But they're programming degrees. There is no official CS versus CIS. Is that what you were using? Computer science and computer information systems. Now, I've seen almost the exact same programs in the United States at a 4-year degree level, and they're almost the exact same programs. So they don't mean anything. Irina Martinsik, can Win 10 or 11 pass validation? Can Windows 10 or 11 pass validation for the CompTIA A Plus? Is Windows not activated but still the 30-day prior period? Man, Irina, I have no idea. I can pretty much guarantee you that there'll be some reason that it won't work. Irina, you're going to have to call CompTIA directly. Dave, can you put CompTIA's phone number or email address up there for? I don't know is the right answer. Well, if you want to take a look at the CyberNow course, they've got a InfoSec meeting. They're having a meeting tomorrow. It's in the evenings. It's like 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'd recommend it. I'm trying to find an invitation for you. Dave, here, it's Cyber Now Labs. I'm going to just type it in. So that's the URL for Cyber Now Labs. Just head over there. And this InfoSec, I'll be on there for a little bit. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow. It is a Zoom meeting, so you have to register for it. They're not obnoxious, I promise you that. And just check it out. Ask them see what you think about it. And, because I'll tell you, it's not for everybody. You have to have a serious boot camp kind of work ethic because they open the fire hose on you hard. And they do it in the evenings and on the weekends, so you can have a day job. They give you Sundays off, but that's about it. But if you're ready to work, they can get you there. And it's really less than 6 months. You could do it if you have the bandwidth. You could do it overnight. You'd have to read like Superman does or something. Hola, Cooney. Hola, Friane. I'm so sorry, man. I want to. Mr. Mike, I have A+, CCNA, CCNP, CCNP Security, Core, Collaborator. What are the job prospects and salary ranges of these certs in the United States? Don't ask me. There's much better sources for that. Dave, can you help me out here? There's 2 or 3 websites that are like, how much do I get paid? Kind of a thing. I can give you my opinion. So you got 2 CCNPs. If you're willing to work for somebody like Amazon, which are kind of jerks, but they pay well, you would probably, if you have a college degree, you'd probably be in the 75, 80 range. Without a college degree, probably 55, 65. But you got to keep in mind, entry-level wages in IT are notoriously low, okay? Because the demand is so high for people that they just sometimes, I don't want to go that direction. I don't want to lie to you. Anyway, it's very common to have fairly low starting salaries, but then even within a year move up, 25, 33%. Not at all uncommon. Brittany, what if the BS degree isn't in computer science? It's great. I had it last month. This lady was pumping my hand saying, Mike, your courses changed my life, da 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 da. She goes, I have a degree in women's studies. I go, that didn't help much for learning IPv6, did it? She said, no. Isn't that interesting? She was actually gorgeous too. Why isn't everybody in California so freaking gorgeous? They're just like the prettiest people. Akib Khan, looking for Core 2. All right, well, we're going to have a contest here shortly. That is numerical analysis. See, I don't proclaim great knowledge in these things. Somali, Level Up Goddess, question. For persons new to cybersecurity, what do you suggest would be a good path? If I were going to be doing it all over again, well, first of all, I would get schools or companies to pay for as much of your education and certifications as you can. So in high school, if these, of course, they didn't exist, I would think a motivated high schooler could probably get Network Plus and Security Plus done while still in high school, so age 18. I would then go for any entry-level job I could get. People make this mistake all the time. They're like, I'm going to get all these certifications, and then I'll get a job. No. The only thing a certification does is gets you ready for your next job. That's it. Okay, so that certification is going to put your resume at the top of a stack. That certification is going to be the pin you put on your chest that says, okay, you can count on me to know this much. And that's what it's always been about. I mean, from the first times these were invented, you know, we had people who were trying to fix Novell networks and things like that, didn't have a clue what they were doing. So it was very important to develop these certifications. Now we have, I don't know, I can't keep track how many certifications there are, over 1,000, and probably way over 1,000 now. And those are good things, but I feel that a lot of people will sit there and go, oh, I'll just go get certifications, and then I'll get a job when I get enough certifications. Like there's some kind of critical mass. If you get enough certifications, ding, you get a job. Nope. Go get to work. Take a cruddy job. Go work at Best Buy. Do what you got to do, and then start working, get that certification for your next thing you want to do. So basically, to me, it's probably Network Plus, maybe A Plus. These are CompTIA certifications. CompTIA A Plus, Net Plus, Security Plus. Obviously, I'm going to say those. But I believe in them too. And then from Security Plus, if you wanted to take the more conservative route, I would take a look at a 2-year program if you're in the United States. There's lots of great schools. Like here in Texas, we have wonderful Texas State Technical College. 2 years degree, everybody gets a job. 100% placement rate. And it's a state school, so it's state school prices. Very competitive. I would be looking at maybe help desk work as a place to start out. Again, it's going to be $15 an hour and midnight till 8 in the morning. But see, this is what the people with bachelor's degrees get to skip over. You know what I mean? But you move up pretty quick. And of course, there's a CyberNow Labs program. I've already talked about it twice today. I don't want to consume you guys, but that's for like somebody's a real hitter, real aggressive, very dedicated, very disciplined type person. But in 6 months you're walking out with close to 90 grand a year. It's just hard to beat. Level Up Goddess. I guess he's not. Oh, I've seen some of them. I'm getting there, babe. Anthony. I'm glad to see you, man. How's life in Florida? Oh, God bless it. It's scrolled again. Yeah, TD. I'm some of my university had computer science, IS, information. I'm not an expert at 4-year degrees, so yeah. Annoyed, you got to do it, man. Just knock it out. Just get her done. Look at all these good, everybody cheering on Cosmic Cat there. Well done. Thank you, guys. Oh, Dave, thank you for getting all those links in there for everybody. Yeah, so LinkedIn had a salary survey. Should I keep submitting my resume to Tier 1 jobs? Yes. You're always submitting, either you're working or you're submitting resumes. There's no other state of being. And when you're not working for money, you're working for resumes. You pay yourself in submitted resumes per day, which I hope is in the 10 to 15 range. Gotta work, man. You gotta work. So many questions. Here's Cosmic Cat. Would you be able to explain how a DMZ works and its purposes? Again, Cosmic Cat, I think we have a wonderful video already here in the Total Seminars channel on exactly that topic. What I'd recommend you do is just do a search through the Total Seminars channel and look up DMZ. I think I did DMZ and firewalls on the same day. I don't remember. But do a search for DMZ. DMZ's, it's not like you're looking for THE, right? And it'll find, knowing Dave Rush, there's a good chance he'll probably have that out for you. But then Cosmic Cat, watch that DMZ video and then come back and ask more detailed questions. Kazaki Senju, taking the first half of the A+ exam tomorrow morning. Any testing tips? I'm really nervous. Did you ever watch the movie Dune? Fear is the mind killer. Right? Or the Star Trek episode where they had the cowboys with the guns and Spock had to tell them that the guns were fake and it wouldn't kill them, and it didn't. The number one reason people fail CompTIA exams is test anxiety. The number two reason people fail the exams is they know too much. And the number three reason people fail exams is they don't know enough. Isn't that interesting that the two main reasons people fail CompTIA exams isn't based on what you know? Have you ever thought about that? The human brain, man. We can really make this do just about anything we want. Any of these movies where people are jacking with the brain, like Johnny Mnemonic and stuff like that. I love them because I believe in it. And so much of us is just a bunch of chemicals getting mixed together. Love, lust, anger, affinity. It's all in your brain. So you got a choice. Chill out. If you've been using my study materials, I've helped over 1 million people pass CompTIA exams. I know what I'm doing. Be mellow. That's the most important thing you can do, is you've got to be mellow. Will you be mellow for me? Just relax. Here, I'm going to warn you about one thing that they never talk about. The first 4 or 5 questions that you're going to get are probably going to be untested beta questions, and they're really weird questions. They're weird. And why they put those as the first few questions on every CompTIA exam when everybody's already nervous, right, blows my mind. And you're going to see those questions, and you're not going to know what they're saying. They make no sense to you. You've never even heard these terms before. You don't even know what's going on. That Mike Meyers training is horrible. He's a scam artist. I hate him. I've gone through all this. And then all of a sudden the questions get substantially easier through the rest of the test. But now you're rattled. Now you're all rattled. And you're thinking about that stupid question 2. That was driving you nuts. And it makes you miss question 27. Be cool. Be like Fonzie. And how's Fonzie? Fonzie's cool. All right? And watch, what movie was that? Pulp Fiction. Great movie. All right, we need to get a competition in here, guys. Ready? Let's do a competition. Rule number 1 on competitions: they are not fair. Okay? I try to make them fair, but they're usually not fair. And I've been on a tear on Network Plus questions. I'm having fun with Network Plus questions. I never have the questions ready. We've only got 10 minutes. Okay. You guys ready? Okay. Here's how you win. What you're competing for: 90-day access to practice questions. Okay. So this is the Total Tester. It's an online product. You can use it anywhere. And all you have to do is type in the answer into the chat window, and whoever types the answer first wins. It's that easy. Guys, there's not even 100 people on today, so your odds are very good. All right? So let's go ahead and have a competition. You guys ready? Here we go. And you cannot type out the acronym. You have to type it all the way out. Sorry. Okay. So you guys ready? Here we go. Your office has a router, and this router has one public IP address. It's got one public IP address. Yet, all of the computers on the network can get on the internet. There are two technologies that make this happen. I don't care which technology you pick, or if you pick both, then I'll give you a back rub or something. What is the name of the two technologies? Name one of the two technologies that allow what I just described to happen. I'll give you a clue. Routing is not one of them. Because routing is not a protocol. So we're looking for a protocol here, folks. Anthony, apprenticeship courses for IT. I love them, but I think they should be paid. Pebcac, you're hilarious. Dave, help me out, please. We definitely have some winners here. I'm just trying to decide which one. So the answer I was looking for was network address translation. So, Con, have you won a bunch of times? Dave Rush, has Con won a bunch of times? Con, I got you as a winner, but all right, you know what? Con, I'm going to give it to you. Even if you were a winner before, you're a winner again. So, congratulations to you, Con. Round of applause. You have won 90-day access to the practice questions of your choice. Now, Con, in order to get this, you have to send an email to Dave R at total7.com. Don't worry, Dave's going to put all this in the chat window too. Put your email address in there. I know it's an email that you're sending me. I still want you to send me the email address. And then let us know which exam you want. And we'll use your email address as your login name, and then give you a password, and you take care of it all through. So, Con, you've done it. The other one I would have taken would have been DHCP. But, you really think about it, there's a lot of protocols that allow that to happen. So, still a good one. Con! Yeah, thanks. I knew someone was going to do that. Wait, Con just says I'll pass. Okay. All right, Con, let me give it to somebody else then. Hold on. Yeah, but Dave Rush, Con just said he doesn't want it. He passed. I think it must be me would have been the next one. Let me try to be fair here. Mine scrolled past. I can't scroll up. What the heck? Help me, Dave. I'm not sure who is next. Oh, all right. So we're going to give this one to Suzuki. Suzuki Sakoma. Kazuki, you're the winner. Con, thank you for passing. Always appreciate that. It must be me. You've won like a million times. What are you doing? All right. So anyway, Suzuki, let me get that information back up there for you. So send an email to davr@total7.com. Be sure to add your YouTube name, your email address, and which exam you want. Congratulations to you. Once again, Suzuki and Con, yes, thanks for backing down. We only got like 2 more minutes left. Oh, guys, do remember that we have our Discord channel as well. Dave is probably pretty much posted for it. Guys, you really need to join this Discord channel. I'm sorry, it's it's a quick growing, very vehement group of people, and it is not for thin-skinned people. Okay, if you need a safe space, just stay up here with the YouTube channel or something. I find everybody in there completely professional and appropriate, but there's a certain point where I don't think saying the word Bubba is an insult. Okay, so but you should check it out. Dave, you got a link to the Discord? I'm sure you do. I know you're there. You go. It's fantastic. And also, last one. Please remember that we got a. What am I going to ask next? I forgot. Suzuki comes in late and then wins. Hey, Lester, there he is. Hey, Mike, after being on my first help desk job for 3 weeks, I was just offered another health job for 5. I told you, Lester, that's how this works in our industry. Your entry-level money you make is low, and it goes up quick as you're already discovering. Once they know that you're, reliable, that's probably the biggest thing they look for, is you're going to have 30, 50% more money, often before the end of the first year. And I'm glad to see what you're doing too. EMH, sorry, Scott Jernigan no longer works with Total Seminars. No longer works with me. And that's all I can say about that. Anything else, I'd have to refer you to a lawyer. Con, Mike's in a different... Am I in a good mood? I think I'm in a good mood. I feel reflective. I got to tell you guys, I spent the last 3 or 4 months hurting really bad. I was in persistent, chronic pain. And... I finally got a little bit of surgery done on my knee, and I got getting started trying to figure out what's going on in my left arm. I had a regular old physical done. I'm old, but everything seems to be okay. So I don't know. Maybe that's making me more reflective these days. That could be it. It must be me. The PBQ aren't PBQs right? That would be cruel. I've never run into a beta question that was a PBQ that I could recognize as such. So, but it could be. All right, guys, I'm heading out the door here. Don't forget, man. Please check out that CyberDown Labs, their little talk they're giving tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. But that's all I got. All right, guys, it's 3 o'clock. I need to run. Fantastic talking to you. Don't forget to hang out with Dave, my good buddy Dave Rush, this Friday. That's in 2 days from now, right here at the Total Seminars channel, right here at the Total Seminars time. Dave works with Raspberry Pis. But we use Raspberry Pis as inexpensive tools to help you pass A+, Net+, and Security+. So it's not really a Raspberry Pi course. Well, it is. It's just Dave comes up with all these amazing labs and ideas to do. Why spend $1,100 on a system that you can spend $35 for and do the same thing? And he does a great job. All right, so guys, I'm out the door here. I will see you guys next Monday. We're going to take a look at that that boot stuff. I know that we have some stuff in there. I'm going to look at it. And if we have what we have there here on the Cyber channel, that was Freudian. That we have here on the channel is good enough. I won't mess with it. But I don't want to leave a question hanging like that. Sorry about that. I can't believe I just straight up forgot. All right, guys, I'm out the door here. See you all next Monday. Until then, this is your Uncle Mikey saying good night. Good night. And we're off.